very pleased to welcome our guest this morning, who's here to tell us more about what we can do to help. And so please welcome Ms. Connie Pierce. She is a member of Central Moravian Church, and she works with the food bank, and she's here to tell us more about what the food bank does and who it serves, and what foods are best for us to bring as we start our food drives next month. So please welcome Ms. Pierce.
Thank you for having me. How many of you have a pantry in your house? Raise your hand if you have a pantry. Ah, okay. And could you tell me what's in it? What's in the pantry? Food, okay. Our food over across the street at the Central Church, it's not called a food bank. It's called a food pantry. And so we have food in it. And where does that food come from? Well, oh, you want to tell me? I'm going to tell you because it's not maybe what you think, okay? We get some of it from the United States government. We don't have to pay for that. It's free. We get some of it from the state of Pennsylvania. We don't pay for that. And we get some from Lehigh County. And so we put that into our pantry. But we don't want to just keep it there. So we need to have people that come and get it. So we are also a little bit like a grocery store. And when you go to the grocery store, you walk up and down and you choose what you want. So the food that comes to us, we put it on shelves, and we have not like a grocery store, it's not very big, we have 2 aisles. The grocery store has many aisles. And then we have a room where we have 1 refrigerator, and I think we have 3 freezers. So we can give people some fresh things, and we can give people all the canned goods that are sitting in our pantry. A grocery store, I'm going to ask Reverend Nichols, when you go to the grocery store and you need help, how do you find somebody?
You go to somebody in a uniform.
In a uniform, okay. So I was going to show you, we are all volunteers in our food pantry. And most of the time we wear this shirt that's got the Moravian star on it. And then it doesn't say food pantry, and it doesn't say Moravian Church, it has other words on it. But anybody who volunteers at the Moravian Church gets to have one of these shirts to wear so that people know who to ask for help, which is very handy. Okay, so the people that come to, and we want to give people fresh things. So we go to Monocacy Farm when they have produce, and we have produce from them. We have people who give things from their garden. So this year we got huge zucchini squashes, and sometimes we get herbs, and we can put those out for people to get. And then we buy eggs from a farmer. They come to us, and so we have eggs to give people. And so we try to give people a grocery store experience. Okay, who are these people that come to us? Oh, I guess we have answers. I didn't know I was going to get an answer. Who comes? Sometimes it's families, right? And it's families who don't have enough food in their house so that they can get up in the middle of the night and find a snack. Who else comes? Old people come. That's right, we have old people come. And the old, wait just 1 second. Put your hands down. The old people who can't come, we actually pack up food for them. We don't let them choose necessarily. We fill bags with food, and somebody from where they live comes and gets it. So we're serving them as well. Okay, who else might come? The homeless people. And we do have people that come. Sometimes they ride the bus, sometimes they walk, and we have to be really careful how we pack for them because they have to carry it home, and it's heavy. Okay, another idea? Well, parents could come. Anybody who, and they use the word food, and I think we have enough people coming. Anybody who's food insecure is welcome to come. We have as many as 200 people come in a month. Now that maybe doesn't seem like a lot, but unlike a grocery store which is open, how many days a week is a grocery store open? 7. How many hours is a grocery store open? Many, right? They open at 7 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and they stay open forever. Well, we don't do that. We're open 4 days a month, but we let everybody know about it, and then we're only open from 8 to 12, and that's because we're volunteers, and we're mostly older volunteers, and so we get tired, and we need to go home. Okay, so now we know who the clients are. and we know when they come, and we know where most of the food comes, but not all of it. So we also, and I brought things to show you, we also get donations. And we get donations from the people at church. They actually put them in their car and they drive by once a month, and they load up our truck, and then we take it down to the food pantry, and then we load up our shelves. And then, in a month's time, we give it all away. Okay, so we have people who donate, and we're going to ask you to do that too. Sometimes in a bag. This one came from Massachusetts, so you don't have a market basket here. But we recycle everything. So if you brought a bag like this, we would fill it for somebody, and we would say, take it home, and please bring it back. We have people who bring things in these things, which someday we won't even have anymore, but we recycle those. And when you come with food for us sometime, in the parking lot, we have 2 green benches. And those benches were made out of this plastic because we collect it. And then we take it somewhere. And then we weigh it. And then when we get enough, we get a bench. It's very exciting. Okay? So, how can you help? Oh, I guess I have an answer. How could you help? You could bring a bag with food in it for people. That would be wonderful. How else could you help? You could bring something from your house. Okay, I think that's probably, I don't want to raise your pantries, but you're going to be asked to help. And so I'm going to make suggestions. This is a big, we love to have macaroni and cheese. It's not very heavy. And we give this to everybody. We give it to the old people, we give it to the young people, we give it to the family. I don't think we give it to the homeless because it might be hard to cook. All right? We love canned goods. We love fruit. We love vegetables. We like this size. If you bring something like this, it's too heavy for one thing. And then we need somebody with a really big family. Because I don't know about you, but if you had this many peaches, you'd be eating peaches week after week after week. And you get tired of peaches. So that's maybe not such a good idea. We like, everybody likes peanut butter and jelly. And so, all right, so oh, I know, well, a lot of people like peanut butter and jelly. Some people only like peanut butter, some people only like jelly. All right, and I think I brought some peas. Right at the moment, the only vegetable we have is peas. So I would say, bring beans, don't bring peas. When we say to people, you can have peas, or peas, or peas. And that's all we have for some reason, we don't know why. So, when you come, or when you bring your food, I'll be there to greet you. I can say, hola. I can't say much more than that. I was a French teacher, and I wanted to tell you that the word pantry, I thought, it's a funny word. We're not a food bank, we're a food pantry. The word pantry comes from the French word pain, which was for bread, because you used to store the bread in a separate room, and that's where pantry came from. So, I don't know, maybe we'll have to think about whether we want to be a food bank or a food pantry. But we welcome you to bring us and help us, and we will have all these people who will be less hungry. Okay, yeah. I think we have time for one question or two.
For like maybe 3 questions.
3 questions. Okay, so I'm going to come back. I didn't get this far back yet. You have a question?
Can we bring like eggs from a chicken coop that we have at our house?
I think we might be nervous about that. We sort of have to know. I think probably not.
I'll answer that. For our food drives at school, you cannot bring anything that is perishable. So perishable means if you don't keep it in a refrigerator, it goes bad. So for our food drive at school, you can only bring things that you can put on a shelf and they won't go bad. So you can't bring milk and you can't bring eggs. You can bring things that come in a can or a box that you can put on a shelf and they don't go bad.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to come back here. Yes? If you just bring bags, you could just bring bags. And that, because you know those big brown bags that you sometimes pack into? We actually pack things in those and we send them away. And if we don't have to buy bags, we're not spending money. So we like, pardon me? You could put food in bags, or you could just carry food without bags. Oh, food in bags, you mean like cereal in a bag? Oh,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
fine.
food in a bag is fine, as long as it can go on the shelf. Like sometimes noodles come in a bag, or cereal comes, that's fine. As long as it can go on a shelf and it won't go bad.
No, one more question in the back.
You could bring rice.
Could you bring rice? Is rice come in a bag? Is it perishable? Could you bring rice? Yes. And most people like white rice. I try to give them brown rice and they'll say, no, we want white rice. I forgot one thing to tell you is we always have a Spanish-speaking volunteer because we want everybody to feel welcome. And we have people that don't speak English at all. And so our Spanish volunteer will help them choose things and make it comfortable. Because we want them to think we're serving people and we want them to come back and we want to show our love for them. And I think it works because our numbers just keep growing and growing and growing.
I have two questions, and if you had a question that didn't get answered, you put your hands down, and we have time before our first food drive. So if you have a question that didn't get answered, you can ask your teacher, and your teacher can find out the answer, either from our fourth grade or from me. So we have lots of good information for you about the food drive and what to bring and not to bring. But I just have a couple of questions for you. One is our middle school food drive goes to Northeast Community Center, and they were here last week, and they told us to bring cans that have a pop top, because a lot of people don't have can openers.
We actually give can openers out
Oh, you do?
sometimes too.
Okay.
But the homeless people like those. We have some, we don't get a lot, but I don't know. I'm pretty old. Those are really hard to open. So they're not doing anybody a favor if you give it to the person who lives in the affordable housing thing, and they have to, well, I can't do it. You need a can opener that goes like this.
It doesn't matter, either of those.
It
kinds of
doesn't
cans.
matter, no.
And the other thing they said was to bring things that don't need a lot of other ingredients, like to bring pancake mix that you only add water and that you don't need other things to
Well,
add.
because
Is that true?
we have boxed milk and we have eggs, so we could give pancake mix that requires
Other ingredients?
We don't actually pay a lot of attention to that.
Okay.
We're letting people choose so that they would look at it and say, well, maybe I won't choose this.
And other than mac and cheese and peanut butter and jelly, are there things that you really need that maybe you don't get from the Second Harvest or from the government that kids who are bringing 2 or 3 items could bring especially?
I have a shelf, and I call it party favors. And that's a shelf at the very end of the thing, and I say, this is all the really fun things that people have given us. So I would say, if you could give your favorite thing, whether it's Mars bars or whether it's, I can't even name what your favorite thing might be. It might be syrup, it might be this, it might be that. But I have this whole shelf, and as we're coming to the very end, I say, would you like a party favor? And then people can help themselves to something really special. Sometimes it's even a box of cookies, because we don't normally get cookies. So the people that are walking through, they get to go home with a party favor.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming to tell us more about where the food goes. And our first food drive is coming up the first Wednesday in November. And so you'll get more information from our 4th grade. And thank you to our 4th grade for taking the leadership on this throughout the year, making sure that the food that you bring gets to the food pantry and gets to the right place. Please rise and sing together.